Hi, I'm Kwitowski, for those of you who don't know me. I just wanted to make a little video and basically say thank you for helping provide for me to go on the Brazil trip that I went on this past trip, back in August. For those of you who don't know, this was now my third trip going to the Amazon River Basin in Brazil and spending about 10 days, including traveling time and such. And this past year was amazing. I don't want to take a lot of the time. I could talk about it for an hour. I have talked about it for an hour, but I'm not going to. What this is I want to thank you, all of you who prayed for me, because prayer is what everything is based off of, because we're asking God to work, and none of this could have worked if it weren't for God. The whole thing only happened because of God. So thank you for your prayer. I also want to thank everybody who encouraged me, everybody who kept pushing me to keep going forward with this, because obviously raising money for trips can be uncomfortable. But thank you most for all of you who did provide financially, because with you is the reason I was able to go. Without your financial support, I couldn't have gone. It was $3,000. And with that, I just want to say there was a very awesome thing that happened too, because the money got provided, all of it, and went on the trip. And when I got back, they said that I had actually an excess of $360. I put in $300 of my own money to do the deposit, and then the rest of the money got provided. So what that means is actually, through the money that y'all gave, I had the entire trip paid for. And now I have extra for next year. So thank you. I'm already praying for it. I'm going to keep praying for it, and I would actually be praying for all of you who either did provide or haven't provided and want to provide, couldn't before, whatever your case. Thank you. Because I am prayerfully going to hopefully be going on the same trip next year. And there was a great work that happened. So thank you for praying, encouraging, giving, all of that. Thank you. What I also want to say a little bit about the trip is, before, we had been going to one village in particular, which we went to again this year. It was about 5,200 people. We were planning on going there for the most of the time again, but instead, plans changed, God worked. It worked out for the best. We ended up only being there for like a day and a half, and then we left to go to another village, which was more closer to about 2,000 people. It was a lot of people, probably even more. And what we did there was huge. I would love to tell you about it. I could talk forever about the trip. But God showed up. There were so many instances. I do want to throw one thing out there. I talked to one kid, 18, but his name is Kwitowski, and we had trouble pronouncing his name. I told him that I would be praying for him all for the next year until we went back, and I prayed that I would see him as a new man, because we had a time of prayer and he wanted Christ, but he just didn't. He wasn't there. And I know that God will be working in his life. So I would ask you to pray with me for him. Kwitowski, in Portuguese. In English, I guess it would be closer to Jedich. But anyways, I went to that village. All the doors that could possibly close were open. We talked to the schools. The school that was there, they have their own school. It's a big village. They have their own school. The school asked us to come to their classrooms and tell people about the gospel and Jesus, as well as address issues of sexuality and drugs. I did once. Obviously, it didn't go very well, so I didn't do it again. Actually, I did it twice. It didn't go well, so then I stopped doing it. So no talking about sex or drugs. We also got to work with the medical clinic that was there. And with the medical clinic, that was my favorite part, because what we did was everybody who was waiting to be seen, we took into a room and talked to them about Bible, Scripture, Jesus, whatever they wanted to talk about. So I basically sat down and said, do you have any concerns, any doubts, any questions, anything about the Bible? And they said, yes, here, this is, and then I would be able to tell them about that. And to see the weight come off their face of being able to have answers to the questions that they've had for so long was phenomenal. I want to go back just for that. My time here at Baptist College of Florida has been trying at times, because the question of, do I really need to be here, constantly goes through my mind of, why do I actually need a bachelor's in order to do ministry? Why do I need a master's? Why do I need anything? Why? I'm a believer. My testimony by itself should be enough. But God has called me to a purpose, and that is why I'm here. You do not need a master's degree, let alone a PhD, to be able to tell somebody about Christ and lead them to salvation. You don't. But the beautiful, wonderful thing is that because I am, and because I have been studying Scripture, I was able to give such help and peace to these people who have questions about Scripture, and to see the lives changed. 2 salvations, for me personally. I saw 2 people accept salvation, and Jerochi didn't, but I'm praying for him because we were crying together, which is huge because I don't really cry. But we did. All the lives that were changed. It was phenomenal. There was one lady in particular who, by divine appointment, we were at the village for one day, a different village, and she happened to be there for a period of 4 hours. We were there for a day. She came on her boat there for 4 hours to see some people and then left. I happened to run into her. We happened to be at the same house, and I happened to talk to her. Some people call that coincidence. We who know God call that God's providence. And it is His miraculous working. And I believe it because in my talking to her, we talked about so many things. Baptism, salvation, end times, and why we are to live as Christians, expecting Christ to come back. It was so huge. And what I did for her, again, was just give her answers to things she's been wondering for so long, things that for me are simple, things to her she has no answer for. And just to see the peace come on her, and just see all that, like, I don't know, just go away. It was incredible. And that is what we go for, is to see lives change, lives transformed, to see God working in the lives of people that we go to talk to. So that, again, is hopefully in short. I'm trying to keep it less than 10 minutes. Thank you so much. It means everything to me, and I know and believe it means more even still to them. So thank you. I would ask that you continue in your prayer and your encouragement and your support financially. I love it, and I need it, and I love you for it, and I love Christ, and I love everything that God is doing. So thank you.